All right, it is 3:04 on this Tuesday afternoon. Sorry, I'm still getting over some mucus from whatever the heck it was I came down with from homecoming, or after homecoming, I meant, a little over a week ago. So this is Flora Frequency. I'm Ben Gressle, and I've got some really good music for you this afternoon, with some good plant talk and stuff, and talk about what we got going on in our nature scene right now. But first off, as always, let me go over a quick weather report for you. So, as you all probably are no doubt aware, we did just fall back on our clocks. So therefore we are now an hour back, and quite frankly, I am still not used to this time change yet. So I'm still trying to get used to the whole thing and whatnot. But yeah, it feels like I should have already gone on today, like in an hour ago, but I haven't. So it's weird. But anyway, courtesy of Channel 9 WCPO Cincinnati, we're actually looking at some warmer days ahead for us, at least for now. So we're currently sitting at 63 degrees and sunny skies, and it looks like for the rest of the day today, we're not really going to be dipping below the upper 40s, so it's going to be pretty mild, if not a little on the warmer side for today. It looks like we're going to be staying that way tomorrow. We're actually going to be getting a little warmer tomorrow before we see a slight dip on Thursday, but then back to the warm temperatures for Friday and Saturday, with our highs in the low to mid 60s and our lows in the low to mid 40s for those days. Then things take a dramatic turn on Sunday with a cold front that's going to bring some rain in, and by the beginning of next week, we will be seeing the coldest temperatures of the season so far, with literally back to winter type weather. So, we're going to be seeing winter-like conditions on Monday with some snow flurries possible. Nothing accumulating, but yeah, and then it looks like we're going to be slowly climbing back up again after that. So, this is it. This is the time of the year here in Cincinnati where it just gets really wild and crazy with the weather up and down and whatnot. So, it's definitely weird right now, but yeah, it'll be, this is just how it is. So strangely enough, my plants are all still hanging in. They're doing great out back. And I'm quite surprised that they're lasting this well, this long. So it'll be interesting to see how far they go. So yeah. So in the meantime, I'm going to start us off with some Katy Perry here for you all. And I am actually planning to start playing some local scene today. So I'll have some Limelight in store for you at some point today during the show. And yeah, let's get this show on the road.
So I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. Yeah, I was in the dark. I was falling hard with an open heart. I'm wide awake. I didn't read the stars so wrong. I'm wide awake, and now it's clear to me that everything you see ain't always what it seems. I'm wide awake. Yeah, I was dreaming for so long. I wish I knew then what I know now. Wouldn't dive in, wouldn't bow down. Gravity hurts, you made it so sweet. Till I woke up on the concrete. Falling from clouds.
there's Katy Perry in Wide Awake. I remember that one from the end of my time in middle school. That was big at the time back then. So this is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressle, and one nature-related thing that has really been driving me very nuts lately, and including today, because before I came into the studio today, I was spending some time up on the Anderson Urban Farm, just enjoying this nice warm day that we have. Well, warmer, but not hot day that we have right now. And this was also an issue during our 7th annual Harvest Fair and Holiday Market that we just had this past weekend, which was a success, by the way. It was a little smaller than, than it has been over the past couple years, but it was definitely still a good event, and I consider it a success. My cohorts on the organization also considered it a success as well. But basically saying we are doing, or basically saying these hornets, the eastern yellow jackets, are a real bother right now, and I have been stung constantly, or I have been stung at least once by these things or some other stinging thing for the past 4 falls in a row. So I'm really trying and keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that I can break that pattern this year. I haven't been stung yet, but God only knows, because I'm saying this on the air right now, I'll jinx myself and go getting stung by a yellow jacket here, probably on campus when I walk out of here later. So yeah, but these things are they're everywhere. They're pissed. I mean, they just want to sting and bully you like you've never been bullied before. And I don't even know how to truly deter them from coming, because it's like that. I don't know if they just want sugar before they die, or they're trying to mate, or because I mean they're gonna die soon, because they complete their life cycles here in the fall, and while they are pollinators, they drive me nuts, and especially this time of year, and I just can't stand them. I really can't stand them. So it's making it a little hard to be out in the natural areas, especially at the farm where they seem to be really extremely concentrated right now. So it's like as soon as they die, it'll make things easier. But unfortunately, it's also going to be colder. So it seems like there's always a trade-off to that. But yeah, those have been driving me nuts right now. But I am really digging this fall weather, the tree color and everything. So I mean, it's all good, but it's just there's some parts of the whole nature scene that really kind of drive me crazy, and that's one of them. So yeah, so I thought I'd just share that here, because I literally was dealing with the issue before I came in today. So yeah. So anyway, this is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressle, and here is Genesis and Invisible Touch, the Phil Collins Genesis, not with Peter Gabriel. Hope you enjoy.
Ooh,
right. That's Phil Collins' Genesis and Invisible Touch, always a good one from the 80s that I like driving to on the highway. This is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressle. And one thing that I always do on the show is I like to update you with the latest music news from the local scene. So this past Wednesday, I got to see Limelight play live at Murphy's Pub for the first time in months. So it's always good to catch up with them. And I'm actually going to be playing a song of theirs here on the radio here in just a moment. But before then, let me go over what all else we've got going on. So that was a great show. It was really good to get to see them again. And yeah, I'm glad that they're back to performing live. They did make an appearance at the Fish Bowl this past Saturday, but unfortunately I was not able to make that show due to my involvement with the Harvest Fair, which was a very huge undertaking. It took a lot of work during the day as well as in the evening immediately after the event with tear down and putting everything away. But basically I was glad I got to see them on Wednesday. And yeah, regretfully, I couldn't make the Fishbowl, but it looked like they had a pretty good turnout nonetheless and actually reached capacity. So I think this is their biggest show yet at that venue. So yeah, I think they were even saying on their Instagram that they were actually having to turn some people down because they didn't have enough room to fit everybody in the venue. So yeah, I mean, that place is already crammed as is, and that's kind of the whole charm of being there, because we're basically like fishes in a bowl, hence why they call it that. And that's part of the vibe of why I like going to see shows there and why all of us like going to see shows there. But yeah, I never for once thought that they would ever have to draw the line on that, but apparently they had to on Saturday. So I think they had attendance of like 1,300 or 1,500 people there. So yeah, that was huge. So yeah, so glad it went well, and unfortunately I couldn't go, but yeah, I saw the show at Murphy's on Wednesday, and then unfortunately the headliner for PAX Fright Fest ended up calling off on them abruptly just at the last minute right before he was set to go on. I mean, there were attendees in the venue there to see rapper Bankroll Hayden, and he basically just all of a sudden decided, screw it, I don't want to do this anymore, because apparently they said that the attendance was a little low, and I kind of agree with that, because I was there for the opener, which Mike 3X, he was a really talented rapper. He's a fellow student here at UC. So it was good to get to see him, and while I personally am not really a rap guy, I was amazed to see just how talented these guys were. So kudos to them for entertaining us that evening. But yeah, as for Bankroll Hayden, well, at least it was no loss to me, and I was kind of laughing with my friends in PAC on that, because it's like, yeah, I had to go down the street to see Limelight, and I was going to have to miss Bankroll anyway, so they were like, oh, no worries, we didn't get to see him either, so we were like, okay, yeah, it's a win-win, but I don't know if they see it that way, so yeah, so definitely feel bad that got kind of screwed up for them, but yeah, unfortunately life happens, so yeah. So anyway, on Friday, on Halloween, I got to attend the Mock Ball downtown at the Woodward Theater and Over the Rhine. And that was a fun event. I mean, we had Cordella playing as Fleetwood Mac. We had another local band, Fanta, who I never heard of until then, playing as English rock band Oasis, which included some songs such as Wonderwall, Champagne Supernova, and some other songs of theirs that I honestly have never heard before, but were really, really good. So it was a fun night. I mean, I didn't stay for the whole thing because quite honestly, my brain was kind of fried after such a busy week, but it was a lot of fun. And then Golf Lamp was also playing at a house show that evening, but that conflicted with the mock ball, so I wasn't able to be in two places at once. But it sounds like it was a success, so good for them. And speaking of Golf Lamp, I just got to see them last night play at the Comet along with the band Stepmom, who is traveling around the East Coast from Oklahoma City on their East Coast tour right now. So they were really good. And I mean, their motif or their theme, I meant, for lack of a better word, and just their music style, they were really talented. So yeah, so hopefully so best of luck to them on the remainder of their tour. And I was really pleased to get to see them. I will probably have their music on the air for you at some point here on Flora Frequency. And on top of that, Golf Lamp is also going to be making an appearance at the Clifton Heights Music Festival this weekend. They will be playing Friday evening at Uncle Woody's on Calhoun Street here in Cincinnati. I just, while the last song was playing, ordered my 2-day pass to the CHMF. So I am super, super excited to go to that. And I'm hoping to not only see another wonderful show from Golf Lamp, but also to connect with other friends from across campus and the general UC community and see some other really great acts as well. Oh, the Manatee will also be playing there too. They're another band that I've come to start following in recent months. They're also really, really good. So I look forward to get to see their performance as well. So yeah, big weekend ahead for music here in the UC general vicinity. So I hope to see everyone there. I will be there both days, planning to be there the whole time. So I look forward to seeing you there. So without further ado, I have a song from Limelight where their lead singer insists that hermit crabs are not real. So do you agree with her? Maybe you can shoot me an email and let me know, and I can pass that along. So if you want to get in on the fun, send it to florafrequency309@gmail.com. And without further ado, my first time playing a local song on this show, as my mission is also to promote local talent, here is Limelight, and from their album Invade My Mind, here is Hermit. Not going out. Hold on. right. There's a good one from Limelight there. Local band right here in Cincinnati, and I am pretty good friends with their members. I go to their shows as much as I can. It's definitely interesting hearing their recorded versions versus hearing them live, which is always something that I picked up with music just in general, because just last week I played a song by a popular bluegrass artist, Alison Krauss, here on the show, and she's someone who I actually saw who I saw live in concert back in 2018. She came here with some other bluegrass performers to the Taft Theater downtown to play live, and she was one who it's like her live performance versus her recorded performance sound almost identical, but then there's other artists like Limelight where it can sound different, and it all boils down to, I think, simply just the location, really. I mean, the acoustics can always sound different, the stuff you're recording with can always sound different. So yeah, it's always very interesting when you get to play or listen to music in different angles and perspectives, even if it's the same song. So yeah, so really cool there, and I will have more local music for you as it comes in, and I encourage you to get out and support your local artists. And as I said earlier, a good example is coming up this weekend at the Clifton Heights Music Festival for you to come out, turn out, and support local talent here in Cincinnati. So, this is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressle. It is 3:32 this afternoon, and one thing that I feel that I don't really talk about that much on the show, but probably should since I am actively studying it, as in this semester literally, is green infrastructure. So basically I am currently a little behind right now, but I'm gonna I have to just add a few things to later this evening and it'll be fine for tomorrow. But a presentation on green infrastructure in Singapore. And this is a country where they've got like that big conservatory inside the airport there with all the stuff and whatnot. So it's really cool, and you don't really see it that often, that often anywhere else. So if you fly to Singapore, and it's got this like bowl thing with all the water that comes rushing down the center, and it's just really a neat sight. But I'm currently having to look for specific examples of green infrastructure within the country, and there's a lot to choose from and a lot of examples. So I'm basically going to be exploring that. But it's really interesting how green infrastructure, it's like it has to be done in moderation. So it's like if too much of it and is not functional, then it's not going to benefit the society. But if it's just right and it's properly functional, then you can get some really good benefits out of the GI. So yeah, it really is an interesting topic, and I'm definitely glad that I'm getting to listen to it. But yeah, it's or that I'm definitely pardon, sorry, my brain's just a little off today. It's definitely good that I'm getting to learn about it because I'm probably going to be doing work in it later on down the road. So yeah, definitely enjoying my classes with it so far. And I mean, while the other class, the computer design with trying to figure out how to do landscape graphics online has been intricate. It's definitely a pretty cool class. So I'm enjoying it. It's just sometimes hard to keep up with from time to time, but hey, that's kind of how it is for all of us college students, really. So yeah, and so that's that. So you're listening to Flora Frequency with me, Ben Gressle, and coming up here, I've got a good 80s hit from the Man in Motion movie soundtrack. Here's John Parr and St. Elmo's Fire, and hopefully I can get it to play right away this time without a little mic glitch.
Build a website.
My bad. It was the St. Elmo's Fire soundtrack. God, the time change, man. It's just kind of getting to my head lately, and I keep stumbling stuff. So please forgive me. I'm just as we all are trying to adjust to this. At least it's not the one where everybody, because I think statistically, when the other time change when we spring forward in March is when a lot of people tend to get into car accidents because they're so tired and they commute, and that's like the highest, statistically the highest accident rating day of the year, or one of them in the United States. So yeah, so this is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressle, and another plant related pest thing that I've also learned about through my classes and whatnot here and previously at Cincinnati State, and also the through some experiences that and this is also something that I didn't know when I was little and thought that this is what it was, but then they told me otherwise. So you all have probably seen those quote unquote ladybugs that we have around here that don't truly look like ladybugs, but they look like ladybugs and they stink to high heaven. Well, these are basically like a Chinese invasive imposter ladybug that we get around here. That's like that's from China, and it's not a true ladybug. And there was one that these are also really bad right now because at our harvest fair this past weekend and even today, along with the yellow jackets, these things have been flying up, and it's like it's either a yellow jacket and it's going to sting, or it's one of these mock Chinese lady beetles and it's going to stink. So it basically it's like it sprays this stuff out, this pheromone that just smells horrible. I mean, it smells like rotten potatoes, and you can't get rid of it. I mean, if it gets on your skin, you're going to be scrubbing the heck out of it just to get rid of it. I remember when I used to go on vacations to Grand Haven, Michigan every spring right after school let out in K through 12 school, with these things would live in the sand up there. And it's like if you stepped on it or came in or brushed up on it when you were a kid and you're playing in the sand and it sprays that stuff on you, it's just horrible. So yeah, so these things are kind of pests too because they're invasive. And unlike the true ladybugs, they don't actually help to control the aphid population, which are real issues for the plants that we grow around here, especially in production, like in greenhouses or nurseries where the aphids can eat the plants and through their piercing and sucking mouth parts and can cause just a ton of damage. And I've spoken with production facilities and greenhouse managers all over the place, both here in Cincinnati and beyond, who have expressed extreme frustration over aphids doing a lot of damage to their stock in the greenhouse. So yeah, so the real ladybugs, they'll along with other excuse me, along with other bug insects like lacewings and whatnot, can actually be imported into greenhouses to be released to feed on the aphids and other pests as basically a form of natural pest control by using the natural predators of the bugs to eat them rather than spraying harmful chemicals all the time. And these predatory bugs that eat the bad bugs are not harmful to the plants. So it's part of what's called integrated pest management, where you incorporate different forms of pest control and not just spraying the same poison over and over again, which is not only bad for you and bad for the environment, but it can also cause the pests to build up resistance, and it won't be effective anymore after a certain time. So that's very important. I am actually a commercial applicator with the Ohio Department of Agriculture, and I carry that card with me to say that I am. I've never actually had to use it, though. There have been times where I would have had to use it on previous jobs that I've worked, but I didn't have my license yet. So therefore, I basically needed to act as a trained service person under my supervisor, and I had to like complete this training manual to do that. But now I've got my own license, so when I do get into a job where that actually is an issue, that it'll definitely be interesting to see where that goes. So thought that was an interesting point to share here, and I thought it was something interesting that I learned over the years of my studies in horticulture. So this is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressle, and right now we've got a 1980s hit from REM that, quite frankly, I think a lot of people can probably relate with right now, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed just about everything in life right now. I think this is definitely a good one to play. So it's the end of the world, and we know, or as we know it.
AT&T.
That's great, it starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane, listen to yourself, churn world serves its own needs. Dummy, serve your own needs, beat it up an ox, speak, grunt, no strength. The ladder starts to clatter with fear, bite down, high wire in a fire, represented 7 games in a government for hire and a combat site. Left to us are coming in a hurry with the furies breathing down your neck. My team reporters babble Trump, tether crop, look at that, no plane, fine, then, overflow, population common food, but it'll do, save yourself, serve yourself, world serves its own needs, listen to your heart, bleed, dummy with the rapture and the reverend and the right, you patriotic, slam, fight, bright, light, feeling, pretty sight, it's the end of the world as we know it, it's the end of the world as we know it, it's the end of the world. Know it, and I feel fine. 6 o'clock TV hour, don't get caught in foreign towers, slash and burn, return, listen to yourself churn, locking in uniform and book, burning blood, letting every motive escalate, automotive incinerate, light a candle, light a motor, step down, watching heel crush, this means no fear, cavalier, renegade, steering clear, tournament of lies, offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I decline. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. Drift divide, mountain sit in a line, Leonard Bernstein, Leonard Brezhnev, Lenny Bruce and Lester Banks, birthday party, cheesecake, jelly bean, boom, you symbiotic, patriotic, slam button, that, right, it's the end of the world as we know it, it's the end of the world as we know it, it's the end of the world as we know it, I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we
So, one thing that for the longest time confused me about or interested me about that particular song is what is he singing in the background of the chorus? And I just recently looked it up and he's actually singing Time I Had Some Time Alone. So, yeah, it's definitely kind of captures that overall sense of overwhelm. And to be quite honest, that song just perfectly describes what happens in my mind from time to time, and it can be really annoying. So yeah, so that's REM, and it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. It is 3:51 here on Flora Frequency with me, Ben Gressle, and obviously I am nearing the end of my hour with you this week. So before I go, the last thing I want to share with you today is I just saw on Facebook yesterday that my old community college alma mater, Cincinnati State, has just announced their 2026 team for the National Collegiate Landscape Competition. So if anyone is listening there or will be listening on YouTube to this show, or if you know anyone there, congratulations to anyone who made the team. I definitely remember my 2 times competing there, and it really is a unique experience that I think me and a lot of other students who kind of know about what they do with that feel that that UC should really consider someday getting involved with, because I mean there are so many networking opportunities to be had with it in the green industry. And the green industry, even though this is nationwide, it really is a tight-knit community. And I've got friends that I met at the competition who are in like North Dakota, South Dakota, Virginia, Utah, or Washington State. I mean, they're all over the country. And I still have contact with them periodically to this day. And it's been years since I saw them last, but yeah, I mean that just shows you how powerful that is. And I was actually working as an intern at the Civic Garden Center, Greater Cincinnati, down the street. Really lovely place to go check out, by the way, last summer in 2024. And one of my coworkers there was a current student at Cincinnati State in the horticulture program at the time. And he just recently graduated, but he was at the NCLC in Provo, Utah at BYU earlier that spring, and this was after I had already graduated from there, so I obviously was not on this NCLC trip, but he came back, but apparently when he was at the National Career Fair out there, he met somebody, then he came back to Cincinnati later on, and that summer, that employer who he met with at the career fair in Utah came and volunteered with us at the CGC one morning and was working with us to help us plant their food forest field, which is a really neat field of food-bearing plants that are native to this area that they are working on, and it's a really good idea, and I really like what they're doing there. So yeah, so it was really cool to see that, because it's like an NCLC connection that he made more than halfway across the country is now getting on the ground working with us right here at the CGC. And on top of that, she even recognized me from when I was at the one the previous year in Mississippi. And I was like, what a small world. It's like, for all we know, maybe one day I'll stumble upon one of the friends I met there at the competition at some other conference somewhere completely different that I least expect to see them. And I mean, to be quite honest, that the thought of that excites me, and I'm just really thrilled at where all these connections can go, both personal and professional. And I would encourage you all to do the same as well. And especially if you are going on the NCLC trip or know anyone who's going or plan on going at some point with Cincinnati State or any other participating school, and you're hearing this, take my word for it. Definitely Do not sit it out. Network, talk to people, connect with people. And even if you're not going to that particular event, but you're going to any other thing like that, still do it. Still do it. I mean, I cannot, I mean, all the connections I've made, I wouldn't trade it for the world. So yeah, definitely take advantage of that. I think I mentioned that back on my first show here, and I cannot emphasize that enough, especially in horticulture. So yeah, so that's that. So I'm gonna leave us off here today with one of the first big hits heard on MTV back at the end of the 1970s with the Buggles and video Killed the Radio Star. So, as always, please take care of yourself, prioritize your self-care. And for this week specifically, I hope I will see many of you turn out at the venues for the Clifton Heights Music Festival this weekend and come out, support your local bands, support your local businesses, and have a good time. And if you see me, please stop by and say hi. I would love that. So with that being said, I will be back here with you same time, same place next week, and peace.
Franklin.